comes to Year 11, when it comes to measures of spread, we're thinking now about how spread, or in what manner is the spread of the data we have. So we're not just looking at one score that represents a set of data, like the mean or the mode or the median. We're not looking at just one score now, we're looking at describing or giving some indication of the spread of the data. Okay? Not just the mean, total of the scores divided by number of scores. Not the mode, the most common score, the median, the middle score. Now we're looking at more than just one score. And so we're going to talk about a few things across the next few lessons. We're going to talk about the interquartile range, which brings in place median. It's like an extension on the median. So we're now talking about the Q1 and Q3, and we'll talk about those in a moment, the interquartile range. We're going to talk a little bit about deciles and percentiles as well. And last of all, we're going to talk about standard deviation. Okay, which is this one here, standard deviation is more related to the mean. Interquartile range is more related to the median. Okay? Today, Q1, Q3, interquartile range. Okay, easiest thing to do here is now just to give a set of data and to do it. Alright, so there's our set of data. There are 9 scores, we've got that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 scores in that data set. And so we're going to think about the median and then flowing on from that Q1 and Q3, and I'll explain what they are as we go through. Okay, first of all, what is the median of that set of data?
7.
7. What does median mean?
Middle.
Middle score. Okay, alright, so we've counted off, there's 9 scores, so we know that there's actually 1 in the middle, because it's an odd number. That's our median. Okay? Now we're going to also talk about the median in another way, and that is going to be called Q2. Is it a big capital, a big number, or a small number? I reckon it's a big number too, so I'm going to change these numbers up here. Q1, Q3. Okay. So, when we now talk about Q1 and Q3 and use Q2 to describe the median, what we're saying, we're just going to divide our set of scores into quarters. Because what's the median doing? It's dividing into 2 halves, a lower half and an upper half. Now we're going to divide each of those halves into halves themselves, in which case we're now dividing the whole set of data into quarters. Okay? So we're going to take this bottom half and find the middle of that one, and this top half and find the middle of that one. We're going to kind of find a median of each kind of half set now. We've got the median of the whole set, now we're going to find a median of each half set. So this bottom set here, now in this case, we have got a single median number. Okay, and so now all the numbers that are below that, what is the median of that one?
2.
2. Now 2's not up there. Why'd you say 2?
3 plus 1.
That's right. And so when we've got an even number of data points, we find the 2 in the middle and find the halfway points by adding together divided by 2. And so our Q1 score is 2. What about the top half? 10. Okay, once again we find the 2 middle ones, but in this case they're the same number. That's okay. So we don't need to do anything else to it. That's Q3. Okay, so Q1 and Q3 are now like our median of the top half and bottom half of our scores. In this example here, there was an odd number of scores, in which case there was 1 median. Now, if I was to give another set of scores, right, what is the median of that set of scores? 28.5. Why? Because we've got an even number, and so these 2 are our middle 2. Okay, these 2 are our middle 2. Add them together, divide by 2, or we find the middle of those, if you want to talk about it that way, 28.5. Now, when there is an even number of scores, and our median therefore is halfway between them, even in the situation where they are the same, okay, kind of like it was here, if these middle two were the same, we're still saying that we're kind of splitting down between those two. And so this score here is still included in the bottom half. This score is still included in the top half. Over here, when we had one median score, it was not included in the bottom half and the top half. Okay? That's a really important distinction to make. When there is one median score, it is not included in the bottom half or the top half. When there are two median scores, we find the halfway point and we still include those scores in the halves. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so here, what's the median of this one? 26, so that's Q1. Q1's this one's Q3, we call this one Q2. Okay.